In this video, we're going to be identifying intervals where the graph is either increasing, decreasing, or constant. So in this first example, we have a graph, and we can see the graph is going down, it's going up, it's going back down again. So the first thing I like to do is I like to identify the points where the graph changes in direction. So from left to right, it starts right here, and it is going down, okay? Going down until it gets to about there, and then it switches direction and it starts going up until about that point. And then it starts going down again until it finally stops right there. So we have intervals where the graph is increasing, and we have intervals where the graph is decreasing. We do not have any intervals where the graph is constant. If the graph was constant, then it would be flat. So let me just add another piece to this. Okay, let's say the graph continued to this point. Okay, then at that point, or I should say from those last 2 points, the graph would be constant there. So let's identify when the graph is increasing. So anytime we're describing the intervals where the graph is increasing or decreasing or constant, we are giving an interval in terms of x. So let's look at this graph where the graph is going up. So the graph is going up when x is -1, and it's going up to this point when x is 0. So the interval would be from -1 to 0. And we're going to write this in interval notation, and we're going to use parentheses. Anytime you give intervals of increasing, decreasing, or constant, you want to make sure that you use parentheses, not the closed brackets. Okay, you never want to use the closed brackets when you're describing these intervals, because at those endpoints, the graph is changing direction. At 0, the graph is going from increasing to decreasing. So we never really want to include that point. So we've taken care of where the graph is increasing. How about when it's decreasing? So it's decreasing from this first point when x is at -2. It decreases until it gets to -1. Okay, that is the first interval that is decreasing. The next interval is from 0 until it gets to x is 2. Okay, it's going down until that point. And now because there are 2 different intervals, we're going to connect those with that union notation. So really that's just saying the graph is decreasing from -2 to -1, or from 0 to 2. And now finally, let's describe when this graph is constant. So this was the segment that I ended at the beginning of the video. So when x is 2, it is constant until x is 3. The y values are not going up or down. So we're going to say from 2 to 3. And we've taken care of describing the function behavior all along that graph. Now let's just look at a second example, B. Now notice this graph is got arrows, or does have arrows on either end. So if we think about this, if we start all the way on the left and we read the graph to the right, okay, so we're starting way down here and we are traveling on that graph. We are going up, 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 up. So we are increasing right here. Up, 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 up. Kind of looks like we plateau right here, possibly. And then we're increasing in. Up, 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 up. Okay? This graph never flattens out, which means it's never constant. And this graph is never going down. So it's never decreasing. This graph is only increasing. And it's increasing forever on the left, and it's going to continue to increase forever on the right. So the interval where it is increasing is forever on the left to forever on the right. And those are supposed to be infinity symbols, not eights. And that is